Hi, I'm Lonnie Ward. Over the past 15 years, I've worked in countries battling extreme poverty, meeting incredible people, and learning life-changing lessons. Now, I'm here to share their stories and a few of my own with you. I can't wait to take you along. The day dawned crisp and full of promise, the sky glowing with the faint golden hues of the sunrise over the towering Andes Mountains. The landscape surrounding La Paz, Bolivia was breathtaking, a tapestry of rugged peaks and deep valleys, with the city itself nestled in a vast natural basin, its buildings clinging to the slopes like a cascade of stone and color. From the highest points of the city, one could descend into the heart by gondola, gliding over the densely packed neighborhoods to the bustling streets below. La Paz stood about 12,000 feet above sea level, and our journey that day would take us even higher, climbing another 2,000 feet into the heart of the mountains. I boarded a small weathered bus alongside a group of eager veterinary students from a local college. The bus, reminiscent of an old city bus, could seat about 30 passengers, though its age was evident in its creaking joints and faded upholstery of its hard plastic seats. It moved slowly, incapable of speeds beyond 50 miles per hour, even on the best roads. Despite its limitations, it felt sturdy as it climbed the winding roads. The students, many of whom hailed from remote rural areas, buzzed with excitement. Their enthusiasm was contagious as they peppered me with questions about my experience in animal agriculture. I shared stories of managing a modern dairy farm, describing how well-cared-for cows could produce up to 10 to 11 gallons of milk a day. The students' wide-eyed disbelief made me smile, and I explained in detail the importance of specialized diets and meticulous care. For hours we exchanged stories, their hunger for knowledge mirroring my eagerness to share. As the conversation flowed, the bus jolted and rattled along the road, its rhythm blending with the hum of voices and the occasional gasp at the views outside the windows. Gradually the chatter subsided, and I found myself gazing out at the dramatic scenery, reflecting on my life. The thin air and vast solitude of the mountains magnified my sense of isolation. I thought of my wife, managing everything at home while I was half a world away. The doubts crept in. Was this truly where I was meant to be? But as the bus swayed along the switchbacks, a quiet reassurance settled over me, like a whisper in the chaos of my thoughts. Yes, this is exactly where you need to be. The feeling brought a measure of peace, but doubt still lingered at the edge of my mind. Service was good, necessary even, but was this the right place for me to be serving? Was I truly making the impact I hoped for, or was I simply chasing purpose in a place that didn't need me? I felt it in my heart, but I still couldn't make sense of it in my mind. After several hours of navigating winding roads and passing through small settlements, we finally arrived at our destination. The farm was modest, a small cluster of stone and thatch homes perched on a barren hillside, existing well above the timberline where no trees could grow. With no local wood available, every structure had been built from the materials at hand. Stone walls and thick thatched roofs supported by sticks that must have been carried up from lower elevations. A few mud brick and adobe structures stood among them, including a small greenhouse, its earthen walls blending seamlessly into the rugged landscape. The community members had gathered to greet us, their warmth and hospitality immediately evident. Large pots of alpaca stew simmered over the open fires, the savory aroma wafting through the crisp mountain air. We introduced ourselves and shared smiles and laughter with the farmers and their families. Each of us was handed a bowl of steaming stew, its hearty flavor both complex and surprising. The alpaca meat was tender and rich, with a taste somewhere between beef and lamb, yet distinctly its own. Settling onto logs or soft patches of earth, we savored our meals amidst the lively chatter of the community. Once the meal was finished, we moved to the corrals to begin our work. The high altitude, 14,000 feet, made every step an effort. As we walked from the farmyard to the corrals, just 100 yards uphill, I found myself pausing frequently to catch my breath. The thin air left me lightheaded, a constant reminder of the incredible heights we had reached. Still, the enthusiasm of the students and the community propelled me forward. The students' task would be to evaluate the alpacas, sharing the technical knowledge they had gained in veterinary school to help the farmers improve their herds. In return, the students would gain practical knowledge, learning firsthand from those who had spent their lives raising alpacas in such a harsh environment. Despite having only little prior experience with alpacas, I was chosen to guide the students in their evaluations. The students selected their animals, leading them in a small circle, as one might at a county fair, before lining them up for inspection. My first role was to judge their selections, evaluating which alpacas best exhibited strong, healthy traits. Once the top choices were made, I selected my own animal, which was then judged against the other winners by the veterinary professor. To my surprise and satisfaction, my pick was awarded first place. It was my understanding of all the qualities necessary for an animal to be a good producer that had led me to choose the winning alpaca. Afterward, we discussed the importance of these traits, not just for the individual animals, but for the long-term health and productivity of the herd. Strong legs, healthy teeth, and sound conformation all played a role in ensuring that future generations would thrive, a principle that applied to livestock management no matter the species. The farmers listened with keen interest, their questions revealing a deep desire to improve their practices. As we shared insights, they explained the nuances of raising alpacas in the high Andes, the challenges of the harsh climate, the importance of selecting animals with thick, healthy fleece, and their traditional methods of care. In turn, I shared principles of animal husbandry, emphasizing nutrition and preventative care. Together, we gained a deeper understanding of what made a healthy, thriving alpaca, bridging our worlds through a shared goal of bettering their herds. While discussing the different perspectives on what made an alpaca valuable and healthy, I saw parallels to our own self-worth. I realized the importance of seeing value through different lenses. Worth reveals itself in many forms, and recognizing our unique contributions often enriches not only our own lives, but those of others around us. As the day drew to a close, we gathered in the farmyard once more, exchanging heartfelt farewells. The warmth and gratitude of the community touched me deeply. I had met some of the kindest, most genuine people imaginable, and it was humbling and deeply sorrowful to realize that I would probably never see them again, a bittersweet truth that added weight to every handshake, every smile. Not only that, but the remoteness of their village meant that they very well may never even see someone from my side of the world for the rest of their lives. On the long drive back, the bus's rhythmic rocking lulled me into reflection. I thought about the farmers and their pride in their alpacas, about the students who had transformed our curiosity into confidence, and about the mutual trust and respect that had helped to bridge the gaps in knowledge and experience that existed between us. These moments of connection, fleeting as they were, felt monumental. I realized that the impact of what we'd shared extended far beyond the day itself. I realized my value wasn't just in teaching, but also in learning from others. Wisdom isn't shaped by a single perspective. It grows through exchange. Together, the farmers, the students, and I built on what we already knew. Knowledge, I realized, isn't static. It grows in the spaces where it is shared, adapting and expanding beyond language, culture, or background. Had I not been here, in this remote village on this particular day, none of this would have happened. The path I had taken, the people I had met, there was an undeniable sense of serendipity in it all. Yet, it wasn't just luck that had brought us together. It was the simple act of being open, of stepping into an unfamiliar place with a willingness to listen and learn. That was what made this exchange possible. As the bus descended toward La Paz, I gazed out over the city, a renewed sense of purpose settling within me. Just as the farmers knew their herds, I was beginning to understand myself. not merely as someone with knowledge to offer, but as someone whose true value lay in my ability to connect, share, and learn. The reassuring words I had felt earlier echoed in my mind. Yes, this is exactly where you need to be. The beauty of the Andes, the resilience of its people, and the quiet trust we had built in a single day washed over me in a peaceful wave of humility. In that moment, I knew with certainty that my contribution mattered, and I was exactly where I needed to be. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd love these stories too. To learn more or connect with me, visit lonnieward.com. Until next time, be the change.